Every day, millions of people over 60 put something on their plate that seems harmless, but is actually slowly weakening the heart, clogging arteries, and speeding up memory loss. And we're not talking about sugar or salt. We're talking one you use to saute vegetables, grill chicken, or even make a lighter cake. This oil has been marketed for as healthy, but today, research tells a different story. It might be one of the biggest silent saboteurs of your health, and most older adults use it every single day without even realizing it. In this video, you'll find out which oil we're talking about, why it's so dangerous, especially after 60, and which oils actually protect your heart, memory, and circulation. But before we dive in, drop a comment below. What kind of oil do you usually cook? And don't forget to subscribe to the Age with Strength channel. Every week, we share simple, natural, and effective tips for anyone who wants to live with freedom and quality of life. If you're over 60, you probably noticed your body doesn't respond to food the same way it used to. What once felt light or harmless now causes bloating, discomfort, or strange results in your blood work. And often, the problem isn't what you're eating, it's what you're cooking it with. You carefully saute your veggies, make scrambled eggs, even bake a homemade cake, always with the same oil, the one that seems neutral and convenient. You use it because you always have, because they told you it was better than lard, that it's plant-based, that it's good for you. But what if that very oil, the one that seems so harmless, is actually what's clogging your arteries, clouding your memory, and fueling silent inflammation in your body? The scariest part is that it works in silence. No strong taste, no unpleasant smell. Under the radar, but inside, it could be undermining your health every single day without you knowing it. That's why understanding this now is so important. Because changing just one small habit in the kitchen could be the beginning of a major shift in your health. This silent oil doesn't have a strong smell or bold flavor. It seems harmless, even healthy. It's in nearly every kitchen, sold as vegetable, light, and packaged to look like a healthy choice. But behind that neutral lies a huge potential for harm, especially for those over 60. The most common ones are soybean oil, canola oil, corn oil, and refined sunflower oil. They dominate supermarkets, restaurants, and the food industry. They're used for sautéing, frying, baking, and they're even hidden in products like cooked bread, sauces, mayonnaise, and frozen meals. What makes these oils dangerous isn't just the fact that they're plant-based, how they're made. Unlike olive oil or coconut oil, which can be extracted simply by pressing, these oils require solvents like hexane, a petroleum byproduct, to be pulled from the seeds. After that, they go through refining, bleaching, and deodorizing processes that completely alter their original structure. On top of that, these oils are extremely high in omega-6. While omega-6 is an essential fatty acid, the problem lies in the quantity and the imbalance with omega-3. Your body needs a healthy ratio between the two, but the modern diet contains 15 to 20 times more omega-6 than omega-3. This creates the perfect storm for silent chronic inflammation, the kind that doesn't hurt, slowly damages your arteries and weakens your brain. Another critical issue is oxidation. These oils oxidize very easily, both on store shelves and during cooking. And when you consume oxidized oil, it produces free radicals in your body, compounds that attack your cells, speed up aging, impair circulation, and overload your immune system. For years, these oils were marketed as healthier because they're cholesterol-free. But today, science shows that promise was superficial. For older adults who are already more prone to inflammation and arterial stiffness, these oils can be pure fuel for health problems. If you use any of these oils every day, even in small amounts, it's worth rethinking. Because sometimes, the real danger isn't excess, but the silent habits. The most dangerous thing about these oils isn't the taste or the smell, it's the invisible effect. They enter your body quietly, and over time, trigger changes you. Don't feel right away, but that show up in your lab tests, strange symptoms, and that lingering fatigue that never seems to go away. When we consume refined and oxidized oils every day, our bodies react with low-grade chronic inflammation. It's like your cells are living in a constant state of irritation, and this inflammation starts attacking your arteries from the inside, making blood vessels less flexible and raising your risk of high blood pressure, stroke, and heart attack. Without any clear warning signs, these fats also interfere with hormones. They can affect insulin levels, worsen glucose sensitivity, and increase belly fat, that visceral fat around your organs, which is one of the most dangerous types, for your heart and in the brain. The effect is concerning. Recent studies from the University of California show that diets high in refined vegetable oils are linked to faster memory decline in people over 65. Constant oxidation and inflammation affect neurons, reduce mental clarity, and may even trigger early signs of confusion, anxiety, or mild cognitive impairment. Even people who try to eat light can suffer from these effects, because the problem isn't about calories. It's about the quality of the fat you consume. And the symptoms can be subtle: fatigue after meals, persistent bloating, trouble focusing, cholesterol levels out of whack even when you're avoiding fat. Sometimes your body is trying to send signals, but we don't realize the culprit might be that spoonful of oil we use every day, thinking it was the healthier choice. And that's exact change needs to start in the kitchen, because sometimes what seems too small to make a difference is actually causing the most damage. You might be avoiding fried food, cutting salt, steering clear of sugar, and still be consuming these inflammatory oils every single day without even noticing. That's because they're hidden in almost everything. They're in sandwich bread, sweet and savory crackers, packaged cakes, frozen fries, and bagged snacks. They're in ready-made sauces like mayonnaise and ketchup, seasoning packets, and even those so-called fitness granola bars. And the most dangerous part, they're in practically all food made outside the home. In restaurants, diners, bakeries, and even in family kitchens, most dishes are prepared with soybean, canola, or refined sunflower oil. That's because these oils are cheap, neutral tasting, and easy to work with. You order a salad thinking it's the best choice, but the dressing has canola oil. You buy a whole grain bread from the bakery, but the dough has soybean oil. You order grilled fish at a restaurant, but it's cooked with the same oil used for frying. That's how these oils sneak into your diet quietly, without drawing attention but leaving deep marks on your health. That's why the goal isn't just to eat less, it's to eat more mindfully. Because sometimes, what looks light on your plate is actually carrying a hidden risk. If refined oils cause inflammation, oxidation, and imbalance, then which oils truly protect your heart, your memory, and your circulation? The good news is they exist, and they're becoming more accessible than ever. Here are the top 4 oils to keep at home and use every day for safe, tasty, and heart-healthy cooking. If there's one oil that deserves to be called heart-friendly, it's extra virgin olive oil. It's not just an ingredient, it's practically daily medicine in food form, cold-pressed, without solvents or chemical processing. It preserves all the natural nutrients from olives, especially polyphenols, compounds with proven antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. And why does this matter so much after 60? Because this is the stage when the body accumulates more silent inflammation, more stiffness in the blood vessels, and a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Olive oil helps fight these processes from the inside out, lowering bad cholesterol, LDL, improving artery flexibility, and even protecting memory. Studies on older adults who consume olive oil show improved cognitive function, lower risk of Alzheimer's, and better blood pressure control. In other words, olive oil protects both your heart and your brain. And the best part, it's easy to use. You can drizzle it on salads, cooked veggies, or already prepared rice. You can saute with low or medium heat. Use it to finish a soup, baked fish, or even take a spoonful a day, like many people do in Spain, Italy, and Greece, where people live longer and better. Olive oil shouldn't be saved for special occasions. It's for everyday use, to protect your body with the same gesture you use to prepare a meal. When you choose olive oil over refined oil, you're telling your body, I care about you. Another excellent option is avocado oil. Not many people know this, but avocado oil is a real treasure for those who need to take care of their heart, circulation, and blood pressure, especially after age 60. Like olive oil, it's rich in monosaturated fats, the kind that help balance cholesterol, protect arteries, and keep blood flowing more smoothly. But it has one big advantage: much more resistant. That means you can use avocado oil for grilling, sautéing, or baking without worrying about oxidation or toxic byproducts. It handles higher temperatures without losing its benefits, and without smoking or turning bitter. On top, it has a very neutral flavor, which makes it super versatile in the kitchen. You can use it in savory or sweet dishes without altering the taste, and it's rich in vitamin E, an essential antioxidant for your skin, eyes, immune system, and even your memory. For those with a history of high cholesterol, unstable blood pressure, or circulation problems, avocado oil can be a valuable alternative to soybean or canola oil, especially if you cook every day. Avocado oil is like an invisible shield in your pan. You don't see it, you don't taste it, but your body quietly thanks you. Now let's move on to the third oil on the list, virgin coconut oil. Coconut oil was heavily criticized in the past, but today science recognizes its benefits. When used in moderation, it can be a powerful ally, especially for those in their golden years who need more energy and protection against inflammation. Unlike many vegetable oils, virgin coconut oil is rich in medium-chain fatty acids. That means that once it enters the body, it doesn't get stored as fat, it's quickly converted into energy. This makes coconut oil gentle on the liver and helpful for people who often feel fatigued or need more vitality in their daily routine. It also has natural antimicrobial properties. In other words, it helps fight harmful bacteria and fungi in the gut, improves digestion, and can even support a balanced gut microbiome, which in turn helps regulate blood pressure, sleep, and immune health. But its biggest strength is its heat stability. Coconut oil is highly resistant to high temperatures. You can use it for frying, grilling, sautéing, and baking without worrying about oxidation, toxic smoke, or nutrient breakdown. It doesn't degrade easily like refined oils do. Its mild flavor pairs well with sweet dishes, but it also works great in savory recipes, especially with vegetables, eggs, or root veggies, like sweet potatoes. Coconut oil is one of the few that can handle the heat of the pan while protecting the spark of life inside you. Another excellent option is ghee clarified butter. For those who are sensitive to dairy but still love the taste of butter, ghee is one of the best alternatives out there. And beyond being delicious, it's also a health booster. Ghee is purified butter. It goes through a slow heating process that removes all the lactose, casein, and milk solids. What remains is a golden, pure, fat, stable, nutrient-rich, and easy to digest. Best of all, it tastes like traditional butter, but without causing digestive inflammation. Because of its high heat stability, ghee can be used for cooking, grilling, and sautéing without the risk of burning or oxidizing. It has one of the highest smoke points among all natural fats, making it ideal for everyday high-heat cooking. But the benefits go beyond the kitchen. Ghee is in fat-soluble vitamins, like E and K2, all essential for healthy eyes, skin, bones, and circulation. Vitamin K2, for instance, helps calcium reach your bones instead of building up in your arteries over time. Many older adults who margarine and refined oils for ghee report less bloating, more energy, and even improved digestion. You can use ghee on toast, in the skillet for eggs, with rice, vegetables, or even to finish dishes. It's a simple, natural ingredient with deep roots, for centuries in India and by Ayurvedic doctors as a therapeutic food. Ghee isn't just a butter substitute. It's an ancient way of nourishing the body with balance, flavor, and wisdom. The body is letting us know when something's wrong, but it speaks quietly. It doesn't shout or make a scene. It just sends subtle signs. And those who are paying attention, who've learned to listen, can prevent many serious problems before they begin. One of the first signs of inflammation is persistent bloating, especially after meals. Clothes feel tight, ankles leave marks, the belly feels full, even if you've eaten very little. This happens because inflammatory oils disrupt kidney function and lead to fluid retention. Another key is mild brain fog. You search for a word and can't find it. You start a sentence and lose your train of thought. You walk into a room and forget why. These small lapses are often brushed off as normal aging, but in many cases, they're linked to the continued consumption of oxidized fat, which inflame the brain and affect neurotransmitters. Unexplained high blood pressure is another red flag. Sometimes your diet is under control, salt is limited, medications are on track, yet your blood pressure keeps rising. That may be due to arteries becoming stiffer and more inflamed. Harmful oils are one of the leading causes. There's also off-balance cholesterol, even in people who don't eat a lot of fat. That's because it's not just the amount of fat that matters, it's the type. Refined vegetable oils promote the rise of oxidized LDL, the most dangerous form of cholesterol for your heart. Little by little, the body sends signals. Fatigue, that won't go away. poor digestion, trouble sleeping, mild joint pain. All of this can be linked to inflammation triggered by small daily choices, like that oil in the frying pan you thought was light. Don't wait for your body to scream before you change. Listen to the whispers. They usually come first, and they're easier to fix. You don't need to throw everything away, make drastic changes, or spend a fortune. Starting to change is simpler than you think, and your body appreciates even the small steps. The first tip: cut out one inflammatory oil per week. If you use soybean oil every day, start by replacing it in just your simplest meals, like sautéing veggies or making eggs for breakfast. Use olive oil, avocado oil, or ghee instead. The next week, eliminate another. Take it step by step at your own pace in a way that fits your routine. Second tip: read labels carefully. Avoid products that list vegetable oil, soybean oil, canola oil, vegetable fat, hydrogenated, or margarine. These ingredients are found in industrial bread, cookies, mayonnaise, frozen meals, and even in light sauces. Third tip: pay attention to how you feel. Sometimes swapping just one ingredient can improve your digestion, energy, and even mental clarity. The body responds when you give it something natural and nourishing. Transformation starts in the pan, but the results show up in the mirror, in your test results, and in your zest for life. It all starts with a simple change. Switching the oil in your pan might seem minor, but it's exactly this kind of daily habit that transforms your blood work, symptoms, and extends your independence over time. If you've made it this far, it means you care about your health, and that's already the first step. Now tell me in the comments, what kind of oil do you use at home? Had you heard of avocado oil, ghee, or coconut oil before? Share your experience. It might help someone else on the same path. And remember, this video is for educational purposes only. It's not a substitute for a consult with your doctor or a trusted nutritionist. Every dietary change should be made safely and with professional guidance, especially if you're on medication. Now, if you want to go even further, if you want to learn how to care for your body more wisely, with less chemicals and more support from nature, I've got a special tip for you. There are hundreds of natural solutions proven safe and right at your fingertips to relieve pain, regulate blood pressure, improve sleep, digestion, and even help manage diabetes in a complementary way. If you're in a more natural, intelligent, and effective approach to your health, then you need to check out the Natural Healing Guide. This complete ebook brings the best of natural medicine, herbs, essential oils, supplements, and home remedies for blood pressure, cholesterol, anxiety, pain, skin, and much more. And the best part? It's packed with clear, safe, and practical advice, even for beginners. The link is in the first pinned comment on this video. Go take a look. If this content helped you, give it a like, subscribe to the Age with Strength channel, and turn on notifications. Every week we share news with tips that actually work for those who want to live longer with ease, energy, and independence. Because living well after 60 isn't luck, it's a choice. And it starts with what you put on your plate. See you in the next video.